Welcome to Yup Yeah Yes with Marissa and Tamika. On today's show, we're going to be discussing whether religion is necessary in 2018, and if so, what purpose does it serve? But first, how are you, Marissa?
I'm good. How you doing?
Not bad, not bad.
How's your cough?
Still there, off and on. Not as bad as it was, weeks prior, but I think actually the cold weather helps as I cough on cue. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. How are you enjoying the weather?
It's too damn cold. My bones hurt.
Yeah, I know. But it's not as cold as
it's gonna be.
January and February.
March and
It'll be pretty cold. Anyway, as we approach Christmas and as we're in the midst of Hanukkah, and all of the religious holidays start to become more recognized than usual. Although I did read something where they said Easter was the most celebrated religion in Christianity. So I don't know. I don't know what the study was, who studied. They didn't, study me. But it is what it is. We do have a lamb on Christmas, though.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, not lamb, on Easter. We have a lamb every Easter. My Uncle Eric cooks it.
He does? Yeah. In the oven?
Makes a whole leg of lamb. He's good. My family can all cook. Anyway, but let's before we delve into it, what is the definition of religion?
Okay, so according to Webster's dictionary, the definition of religion: 1A, the state of a religious, a nun in her 20th year of religion. B1, the service and worship of God or the supernatural. B2, commitment or devotion to religious faith or observance. The second part of this definition was a person set or institutionalized, a personal set or institutionalized system of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices. A cause, principle, or system of beliefs held to with, adore, and faith.
Interesting.
Baby.
I always looked at religion as like just a form of, it's just a way that people congregate and talk about, what they believe. And they intertwine some stuff that there's no proof of.
Intertwine.
Like the other day, I don't know if we were online or offline, but we were talking about creationists.
Oh, we were offline, yeah.
So it's like, so that's like, but I don't know if they consider themselves a religion or not. I'm not really sure. And like Scientologists, they consider themselves a religion, but many feel that it's because of tax purposes.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you have, there's so many people that follow Catholicism, and it's become, I feel like in this country, that religion is the end all and be all of Christianity. Like I didn't grow up as a Catholic, and I don't believe in the Pope and nunnery and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just believe, I even like with like I was raised AME, African Methodist Episcopal, and I've always believed that the preacher was just or a reverend or whatever you want to call him.
Like a messenger?
We call him a reverend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just a messenger. Not that, like, there's this weird thing where people act like God speaks to them directly and told them the words to say. I mean, God speaks to me too.
Mm-hmm.
But there's certain people
that get always, on a pulpit, yeah.
Right. And then I started to, we'll get into it a little bit later, but the one thing that just always boggles my mind is the idea that religion, whatever form that takes in your life, is the only way to get through the day, get through the week, get through the year.
Oh yeah.
Especially as the holidays come, you see more people like, oh God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But is it necessary? Is religion necessary in 2018? Do you think?
Is it necessary?
I'm not talking about belief in God. I'm just talking about the institution. Whereas religion is basically, like you said, where people congregate to discuss their faith.
Do you need to congregate to discuss your faith?
Fellowship, as my mom said.
Fellowship. You know, yeah, I think it is.
Oh, I didn't even see that coming.
I know. But
Do you go to church?
No, I don't need to go to church.
But do you think it's necessary in 2018?
To fellowship with someone? Yeah.
Religion. No, we're not going to start talking about the things that make religion. Religion as it is constituted, is that necessary in 2018? Me and you fellowship every day.
Yeah.
That's necessary.
Yeah.
But that's not religion.
But in terms of like having, okay, hold on. So on the strict definition, you have to go every Sunday, you have to do your tithing. Oh, no.
We don't stand in Catholicism.
No.
There's some old biddies up in there, you're making them, we almost stand. You know what I'm saying?
They don't have to.
Oh, they don't? Oh,
No, they
break
don't
it down,
have to.
tell me about that.
No, it's, people do it for devotion, but if you don't, it's not like, look at.
I remember I
Look at
went
Mrs.
to
Smith.
church with you one time, when we were trying to do our church thing, and it was like, we kept going to Catholic churches, Roman Catholic. We never went to no black churches, ironically.
I go to black church all the time.
Really? When's the last time you went?
With you?
That was a long time ago.
That was a long. I haven't gone to church in a while.
So that's not all the time.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, because I haven't been in a long time. I haven't been to an actual service. I've been to church for a funeral.
Yeah.
Wedding, that kind of
like a
stuff.
service.
But I haven't gone just to go. The last time I went, probably was earlier this year actually. So I guess it's not that long ago. I went to church with my mother. She goes every Sunday. So.
That's not that long ago.
But anyway, the whole idea of whether or not it's necessary in 2018. What do you think?
I think some sort of faith is necessary in 2018.
I'm not talking about faith. We're talking about religion.
Religion.
You can't mix the two together.
So okay, I'm Catholic, right?
Is Catholicism necessary in 2018?
Oh God. Yeah.
Why so, in your opinion?
Because I think it just gives you just a process or like an order to kind of be okay with the good, the bad, and the ugly of just life.
I don't understand.
Your child dies.
Mm-hmm.
Where you need to find comfort somehow.
In the arms of other people that share your same faith, you mean?
No, just meaning like this had to happen for a reason. You know they're in a better place.
Yeah, but I'm talking about religion.
But religion teaches you that there is a heaven and you're being present with the Lord.
Like structure.
That structure. You're present with the Lord. If you're not here, you are present with the Lord. And just that is the ultimate goal, I guess, in religion for humanity. So losing a child, but knowing that they're present with the Lord does give, I'm not going to say it gives comfort, a major part of comfort, but or someone that you've seen them suffer and sick, now they're present with the Lord, that gives a certain amount of comfort as well.
Okay. Interesting. I don't know. I think religion is necessary because I think there are a lot of people out there that need something or something really to lean on to reinforce their belief system.
Yeah.
To reinforce their faith, to help them understand whatever doctrine they believe in, whichever words, whether it's the Bible or the Quran, whatever the case may be. What do the Jewish people? What do they
Moses, the Old Temple, the Old. Oh my God, the Old Testament.
Oh, okay, right. Because I didn't want to. I talk those, even though there's a ton of different religions and books, I didn't want to leave out.
Or
especially
the
for
book.
Hanukkah.
It's not the Old Testament. I think Catholics call it the Old Testament. I think it's just like.
Yeah, I don't think they call it the Old Testament, but Catholics aren't the only one that call it the Old Testament.
No.
Christians call it the Old Testament.
Yeah, because they have a New Testament that mainly is what we focus on. So hold on.
A friend of mine told me, because I had this conversation with her about Catholicism, but it was like very perfunctory because it was like texting. It wasn't like a full-on. Actually, it might have started out as a full-on conversation. Anyway, she said that.
The Tanakh. The Tanakh.
The what?
The Hebrew Bible is called the Tanakh or the Mikra.
Mikra? Oh, okay.
The Tanakh.
Save that so I can post that because I want to,
Okay.
I want to hashtag Mikra.
Hashtag Mikra.
Hashtag Mikra.
Hashtag Mikra. Oh my God. Stop. No, go ahead, back. You're texting with someone.
We started talking in person and continued offline or whatever, like via text. And she was saying that I don't want to quote her wrong. I believe she said that Catholics don't see themselves as Christians anymore. Something happened years ago.
Right, that's news to me. Okay.
Yeah. I wish I could remember exactly, and unfortunately we're using my phone.
Can I Google this?
Yeah, you can. Unfortunately you're using my phone, so I can't even look up the text that she sent me. But my whole thing was like, why do Catholics always act like they're not Christians? Like you say, what religion are you? I'm Christian. That's what I always say. I'm Christian. What denominations you study is another thing. Me and you have always had this conversation because it's confusing to me. You know what I mean? And so I think it's just weird. It's just weird. I don't know if Catholics consider themselves Christians anymore or they abdicated.
I've never heard. Oh, look at this.
What? Don't read that whole thing, please.
Okay. Sorry. No, okay.
No. What did you see? You can paraphrase it, right?
I'm not a Christian. You just like you said, I am not a Christian. I'm a Catholic. Term Christian.
You sound like OJ. I'm not black. I'm OJ. Like really, you can be both. I don't understand.
Catholics view the Bible as having equal authority with church and tradition. Christians view the Bible as a supreme authority for faith and practice. Let me break that down again. Hold on. Catholics view the Bible as having equal authority with the church and traditions. So the Bible is a holy book. For Catholics, the Bible is a holy book just like the church and the traditions that come with the church. Christians view the Bible as a supreme authority for faith and practice. So it doesn't matter where the church is for Christians, where it matters something for Catholics.
Okay. It's interesting, but they both see the book, they both utilize the book.
And how,
in their own way.
Yeah.
So it's...
I've never heard that. That's weird.
It's the whole...
That's
that's why I say, like, religion in 2018, we're supposed to, as a Christian, me speaking as a Christian, I'm supposed to look at the Bible as the quote-unquote Bible.
Yeah.
As the end-all and be-all of how I'm supposed to live my life.
Right.
Whereas there's things in there that I don't agree with. And things in there that are just not possible in 2018.
Like in Leviticus, you can't be touched if you're menstruating?
Like, stuff like that,
Oh, if you sleep with a sheep, the sheep has to die?
Right. Thou shalt not kill. I mean, come on now. No.
Have you seen some mofos in the holiday season?
but it's like, it's a lot of things, and it's all based on interpretation. Anything that you read in life is about interpretation. It's not based, like if you read the Bible, of course there are things that are fact, but there's also opinion, a lot of opinion in it, because somebody's telling the story.
Yeah.
And if you know anybody that tells you a story, by the time you get it, put it down. Like I wrote a book, and I know there's stuff in there that's like I forgot, and I made it better. It's like, oh, it's gonna sound good.
Like this interpretation of it,
Yeah, right.
Like,
and I'm not comparing myself to Matthew, Mark, John, Luke. You know what I mean?
No, but in the book of Genesis, like ain't nobody living to 100 and something years old, 800 years old.
And then on top of it, it's wait, Ruth is that book? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say there ain't no women in the book. There's like one or two. I feel like I'm
ain't no women.
But yeah, but it's just, I'm just saying, it's just, religion is just a tough thing, because then there's the other part where I've grown up, like, be careful what you say, you're going to have to answer that at the holy gates. Like, I don't want to go to heaven and God's like, remember that day you was doing that podcast and you was questioning? You was up there questioning.
You know what's so funny? As you were starting to talk, because I have a view of what God looks like, right? And like for some reason, like I walk up to the gates and he's standing there with the old style boombox and he hits play and it's this exact podcast and then he hits stop and he just looks at me like,
See, my God says, Alexa, play the podcast. Yes.
Alexa. But my God is from like 1980s Bronx with a boombox and a Kango.
Okay, let's not divert, because we divert too much. I mean, I guess it's not diverting. That you're talking about your God.
My God.
Because now I don't want to go to heaven and like you were trying to tell Marissa not to believe in the God she believes in. I'm God, who I am supposed to be the God.
And he's gonna show up looking like he
It might be whoever.
Step out of the Walk This Way video.
And the God is made we're made in God's image.
Yeah.
So God might look like me, might look like you, depending on what your vision is. So, you know, he come out there with Larson syndrome, like, word?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Here he is, like, word. What up, guys? Yep, so, you never know, you know. So, and then Snoop C guys, like, crip walking.
Oh, my God. Yes.
They say I'm being
Kitty Bob my hands.
You know, that's what I'm just saying. I said my grandma went and saw him, and you know he's out there frying chicken, doing it with a lot of love.
Can you imagine what kind of God J-Lo would walk up on?
He'd be like, meet me on the 6th, you know, like.
Oh!
What kind of, you know, who are you gonna see? But,
and Cher would be like, turn back down.
It's true. But if we're made in God's image, the God that we see is the God we see in ourselves.
I want to see Dolly Parton's God.
All right, I don't want to see Dolly Parton's. I just want to see my own God.
Betty White's God.
Anyway, so religion. Can we not do this? I started it. I know it's my fault, but you just run with it. You think
about
everybody.
Imagine God, a Dolly Parton God.
I don't want to. I'm not a fan of Dolly.
You don't have to be a fan of Dolly.
So I don't want to envision God with big boobs and blonde hair, white lady with blonde hair and big boobs. Talking about hippie-yay.
Just a little whorehouse in Texas.
I'm good on that. Anyway, so is religion necessary in 2018?
My answer is yes.
Okay, so what purpose does it serve? Again, you mentioned a little bit, but
just to help you navigate and understand the good, the bad, the ugly that is life.
Okay, I can concur. Excuse me. I can concur with that. I think when I think about religion, it's always been a sore place with me. I shouldn't say always. When I was growing up, used to go to Sunday school every Sunday, and it was kind of annoying because me and my cousins, the Sunday school bus would pick us up, and we're like shuttered off to school, and nobody else. It's like our parents are staying home chilling.
Oh my God, that's what it felt like.
But then when we got there, you know, my mom would be there and my grandmother, Nana. That would be it. And then, you know, if we were lucky, we'd be able to get back on the bus and miss church. But if they happen to see us, it's like, come on, I'm gonna sit in the pew.
Oh.
And the thing about, like, I was in church every Sunday, and then Bible study. And like my Sunday school teacher is still alive. She's pretty elderly. Every time she sees me, she's like, "Oh, my Sunday school student."
Oh.
It's cute, but it's like, okay, I'm 44.
Yeah. I'm 44.
Like I'm talking about when I was like 7, 8 years old.
And she's probably like an octogenarian.
She doesn't know my name.
92.
You know, I don't think she knows my name.
But you're a Sunday school student.
Yeah. And I don't even remember, like I remember sitting in Sunday school and just being like, oh, this is so boring. You know, we're like reading the Bible and it's like over your head. And I like to read, but I was just like not interested.
It's so crazy how like the way they do like kids' Bibles and the way they retell these stories to kids, I'm always like, well, listen. Because like my daughter's grandmother gave her a Bible and she rolls with it. But it's like, you know, it's such a cartoon version of it. I'm like, listen, that story is a little bit longer than that, and
well, they're young. You know, by the time they get to a certain age, like my mom still goes to Sunday school. Like you don't know the Bible yet?
Like
you ain't learned no.
You ain't learned? You ain't read that
What is it, 5,000 pages? You lived all these years, you still ain't ready yet?
You ain't finished that chapter.
You still Oh man! But I bet you asked her a question. She have a Bible verse ready.
Oh yeah.
She on it ready with it, like in Luke chapter 2, verse 10 through 12.
And you're like, yeah, that's why you're
Like,
still in school.
And I'm just like, I just got annoyed at the lady McDonald's. I'm okay though. I don't need a Bible verse for.
I was just mad at the lady.
No, but my mom, she's real good at giving the Bible verse and, quoting that stuff, and that works for her, and it's good, so I know with, like, going back to our original question, it works for her. So if it works for her, then it means it's good in 2018 because it works for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the purpose that it serves in terms of the religion, like you were saying, it's something to hold on to, something to believe in. Especially in times where you feel like you have nobody, no family or friend that you can really let know what's going on with you, in your heart or whatever.
I will say this though, the God you serve might not be the same God I serve.
We can't be friends.
No, bitch, shut up.
We can't be friends.
Stop it! Oh my God.
So what is it?
You've been talking about me going off on tangents.
Okay.
No, but meaning like I'm not talking about like division of faith, like that. I mean like just because you thump on one version of the Bible, don't mean I need to thump on your version of the Bible.
Right.
It's all interpretation. How we feel we need to break it all down.
Right. I agree. I think religion is good in a lot of ways. I think it's the thing where it starts to go downward is like scandals.
Yeah.
That's when you start to wane and like, you know what? This might not be the place I want to. The preacher stealing from the collection plate. Why he got a Cadillac and he talking about you give and you will be rich. Meanwhile
I want you to be
I'm poor. Or then you see children being touched and molested and that kind of stuff, and you're like, ugh,
I got some gossip about a church, but it's not really about a church. It does involve a church. You want to hear it?
You brought it up. The people might want to hear it.
So listen to this one. So there's a church that was next to an education institution, and they were all having this like Halloween sort of like happenings, like little party, right? And the parents, because parking gets tight sometimes in the neighborhoods, so they have to walk past the church and I think like two other like small structures to get to the education institution for the party. Well, the pastor, I think it is, for this church was like, hey, if you guys want to come in and enjoy, because it was like a little party in the backyard of the grounds of the church. But it's like all right there. Hey, if you guys want to come join, come on in. Everybody thought it was great. Kept going to the education institution. Had their party. And, it was talked about. Oh, it was so nice. Well, one of the parents decides to go on social media. And kind of like takes that invitation and makes it like seedy. Careful who your kids talk to. Always be with them. Don't let strangers talk to your kids. And they made the invitation seem seedy. Well, legal got involved, and there had to be a public apology to the church.
Why?
Because he inferred that the rabbi, priest, deacon to the church was luring kids into the church and not making it as innocent as it really was, but put it on a public forum, like a parent forum for that neighborhood. So it was one of those like, wait a minute, hold on, you're saying that this priest, deacon, father, rabbi, whatever it is, was being...
What kind of church was it? Because that matters.
Oh, you mean...
Because you're saying deacon, rabbi, like that can't be...
Yeah, but I'm not...
you don't want to give away...
I don't want to give it away, yeah. I don't want to get, but it was one of those, like, it was in a backyard, it was in full view of everybody, like,
Right.
there's the structure of the actual, where you worship, but then it's like a big L-shaped sort of thing where, you know, you could play, like,
Right.
you could see the kids, and it was one of those, hey, if you guys want to come in and enjoy this Halloween's happenings, come on in,
Right.
but, I don't know.
The thing about religion, when it comes to like institutions, religious institutions,
Yeah.
there's so much money to be made
Yeah.
that the real core of why people are coming there to worship and what they need is becoming secondary, third, fourth, fifth. You know,
Yeah.
it takes a back seat to the actual money. It takes
Yeah.
a back seat to the greed
Yeah.
and the desires of, I'm just going to say men, because usually it's men that run these religions.
Yeah.
I don't know too many women. I don't know of any woman that runs a religious institution. Do you?
No.
No, me neither.
That's like the Catholic Church. The reason that priests could never get married is because because you know, usually back in the day, inheritance,
Mm-hmm.
the church wanted that property. So when you're part of the church, if you're a priest, a religious person, and all of your property when you die, the church inherits.
See, it had nothing to do.
It had nothing to do with being faithful to God and
Right,
showing.
but that's the narrative.
That's the
being sold
narrative
today.
Right, but
It's
that's not
right.
why. It was
It's not
because
right.
they wanted the property and the money.
And it's not
And
just
the same with nuns.
It's not even just Catholicism in terms of like in other religions you can marry, but when it comes to the money and property always takes over before everything else. Like in the church that I grew up attending, they own this home around the corner from me, and I'm like, you have it abandoned. Nobody lives there. The church owns it.
What?
Why are you not using it as a community center, a home?
Something.
The pastor didn't never want to live there. It's like, I'm not living there.
But you can use that property for something.
Right. So, but it's, God bless you.
Thank
But
you.
it always comes down to money, and it's like, it's so annoying. I just, you try to just live your life, believing in what you believe in and trying to go the straight and narrow. But at the end of the day, sometimes those things get lost in the water or by the wayside when you start following a doctrine.
Yes.
That says this is right and this is wrong.
Yeah.
Instead of just reading the Bible and taking what you can from it,
Yep.
and reading the stories and seeing how people that did good things and opened their hearts and minds to other people, how they were blessed, and how people that persecuted others, how they were quote unquote blessed.
Right.
But it's like when you start interpreting it, you start listening to the interpretation of others and believing it, even if your heart tells you that's not right and that's not true. Like when you go to where they say like homophobia is a sin and this, that, and the other. It's like, so are you saying that people that are homophobic will never get into heaven? I mean,
homosexual.
People are homosexual.
Yeah. How dare
That's
you?
what I meant.
You jump in the Bible. I mean, how dare you say
But
somebody
then
can
the
get in
same
heaven?
thing is like, thou shalt not judge. So which is it? Which is it? Tell me, please. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like
no.
it's just crazy. It's crazy.
So a murderer that says I'm sorry will get into heaven,
Right.
but somebody who is, for the community happens to like the same gender that they have. Oh, but they don't.
Right.
Oh, all right.
They going to hell. It's like,
Feeding
okay.
the homeless,
Right.
sheltering.
Right.
Like okay.
I'm like, whatever.
All
It's
right.
that's why when you talk about religion, and it's just tough. It's tough. But I agree. It does serve a purpose at the core of what it is and what it's supposed to do in 2018, especially in the times that we're living in today. It's definitely important. It serves a purpose in that way. I want to transition to
That's trending.
Today's topic: can you be a good person and do fucked up shit? And is everything forgivable? It came to mind for a few different reasons. The first one was with George H.W. Bush, who passed away. There were a lot of people that were focused on all the good that he did, and then there were people that were reminding us of the fucked up shit he did, especially to minorities.
Yeah.
And so can you be a good person and do fucked up shit? And fucked up shit, I'm not talking about like throw a rock at somebody, sedimentary, metamorphic, igneous. I'm talking about like you change the trajectory of a person's family based on the policies you've instituted that are racist in nature.
In nature. Oh.
You served the country. You did so much good. Once you serve in the military, I feel like you got to do a lot of fuck. You have to be like a real asshole for me to be like you ain't shit. But you serve in the military, you have gone above and
you've done
beyond.
a call to service,
regardless of whether or not it was. Part of me goes back and forth with like, well, you signed up for that. Now you want a medal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that I know that went into the military didn't do it to serve their country. Did it to make money.
Right.
Put food on the table. Go to college for free. You know what I mean? Benefits because they couldn't find anything commensurate.
But that was a service to their family, and they did a lot. Yeah. So
it wasn't about. You got to make sure we protect our borders. It wasn't
and look
about,
at my brother. Whenever I think like the most like patriotic, like this kid, I remember since he was like 4, he just wanted to be G.I. Joe. He knew in his heart that he had a call to service, and his service was the U.S. Army.
With the little green figurine, whatever. But not everybody is that way. Feels that way. There are people that like want to be something else and can't get a job. Like I'm gonna have to just. But still,
they did a service.
No, they did definitely. No, I'm not saying they haven't done a service, but I just get sometimes it annoys me, or I don't always say it. But now that I'm saying it on a podcast, it's like I just said it for like.
You know what's so funny? I agree with you because my brother says there's 2 types of people that come into the U.S. Armed Forces: those that have a call and those that need welfare.
Right. And that's my only thing, and I appreciate both.
Yeah.
But the idea that we're supposed to. I feel like
I'm yelling on the podcast.
What?
I feel like I'm yelling. Sorry.
No, I appreciate both, but that doesn't mean that I don't understand.
Yeah.
That like I'm supposed to clap and be like, thank you so much for everything you've done.
Meanwhile, you was in Florida.
Right. You would treat me like shit if you saw me in person.
Yeah.
You're doing it, I don't know, whatever.
So can you still be a good person and do fucked up shit?
Right.
If your intention is to do fucked up shit, you're a fucked up person.
Yeah, but can you be a good person and
no.
be a fucked up person?
No, if your intention is to do fucked up shit, you're not a good person.
What if your intention is not to do fucked up shit, but to be like, this is the residual effect of, what I thought was going to be a good idea, but it's not, unfortunately, it's good for, me and my people.
It's for some and not for others.
Right.
But then again, did you go into that knowing it would be good for some and not for others? You're a fucked up person. I
think about something that just happened. One of the natural disasters. Not even, okay, somebody wrote a book and they talked about how back early in the early 1900s, after slavery, when black people and brown people were given the opportunity to own property and land.
Right.
They owned all that waterfront property.
Yeah.
And then when it was like, oh wait,
waterfront properties, and
then they kind of got stolen from them. And
completely stolen.
Completely stolen. And so that's what I mean in terms of doing fucked up shit. The person doing it is not like, I'm doing it because I don't like black people. I'm doing it because I realize the value of this property. I need to line my pockets.
But you're fucking
black
fucked up.
The residual effect.
No, you are fucked up because you're doing something that's messed up. You're stealing.
Well, it's going to happen, but...
No, then you are a fucked up person. You're doing something bad. I don't care if it happens to be to a minority, to not a minority. You are a fucked up person.
Fucked up yeah, I agree. So God bless you, George H.W. Bush. Bush. Oh my God. There are no mistakes in life, right? Oh my gosh. God bless the dead. George Bush, George H.W. Bush. May you rest in peace. And may history not be rewritten to reflect you in a light that's not completely accurate in the way that it should be told.
And good, bad, or indifferent with that.
Right. Let's remember he was a one-term president. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
But
the other Bush was 2 terms.
Right. And then we have to look at Clinton. Clinton out there with his spreading the chick's legs and third eye and all.
For real? But for real, how fucked up of a president do you have to be for like the entire population to be like, I miss Bush?
I know. When a lot of people say a lot of stuff about Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
He had no scandals.
None.
What scandals?
They wanted it.
They wanted it. They made shit up.
They wanted it.
He had no Katrina moment.
They wanted it.
He had no crack epidemic. Right now they're trying to blame this whole immigration thing on him, but this immigration thing has been decades long. It's not, it's easy to pin it on one person. It's not a Democratic or a Republican issue. It's an American issue.
Honestly, I know this sounds like this takes like a complete diatribe to really like bring forth information, but honestly, an immigration issue is essential to the fabric of America.
Right.
We are all immigrants. We stole land. Like for real. Like this is
not my people.
Oh, not that's
we
right.
We was dragged here in chains and shit.
That's
Boats,
right.
Sleeping on top of people, throwing up and shit.
Raped.
Feces, all that. I'm just saying.
So, oh my God.
We was dragged here, and your people was too. Even though you don't want to admit,
and raped.
Photos are raped.
No, they were raped.
Yes.
And dragged here.
Right.
I've never said different.
Oh no. I'm saying
dragged here.
But I'm saying my people. But I meant black and brown.
So for the giving of thanks in November, one of the so there's like a kid's book that talks about Thanksgiving, and they were like, on the Mayflower there was such a hardship, and all I can replay in my mind, like, really, you want to talk about a hardship on a boat?
I know.
You're really gonna talk about the Mayflower, mofo? You really gonna talk about hardship on a boat? Okay.
It's how history always gets rewritten. To go a little bit further, not necessarily on the political side, but even like this whole thing with Kevin Hart. You want to talk about that for a minute?
Oh, yeah.
Because that goes into the whole thing too. Can you be a good person and do fucked up shit? Is everything forgivable?
So Kevin Hart stepped down from hosting the Oscars because the Oscars said you either apologize or you step down. He's
apologized for what?
For homophobic tweets. So
when and we gotta say when they were.
February 2010, December 2009, January 2011. So
almost 10 years ago.
So some of it is at yo, who the F is going on with Wayne at Wayne215 and all this gay shit? Say it ain't so, man. Is he coming out of the closet? Look how gay. Look how he sleeps. It looks like he's dreaming about whistling. Yo, if my son comes home tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm gonna break it over his head and say in my voice, "Stop, that's gay." Just overheard Wayne say that he wants to get a tattoo on his stomach of Ricky Rose rapping for his birthday. Major no homo and pause.
See, now this is the thing. Like, he wrote these years ago, and he's apologized in his own way over the years. How many times? The one thing he said too in his thing is like, how many times does a brother have to apologize?
Well, okay, so back in 2009, 2010, I'm not saying anything. I'm not giving credence to anything. But remember that whole no homo.
Right.
That was right. Pause. No homo. So it was one of those things where that was the nature of language. So when we're looking at the nature of language, we need to dissect at the time.
Right.
So taking anything out of at the time context, then yeah, it's gonna look ridiculous.
My thing is like the Academy. Y'all didn't see his tweets before this.
I think it was because it wasn't the nature.
They bowed down to pressure.
But it's the nature of the environment right now as well.
It's the liberals. The damn liberals.
But you know what? Did he choose to step down, or was he asked to step down? They gave him an ultimatum, but did he come back and say, "I'm not apologizing,
Yes,
and I'm going to step down," or was it one of those that I'm not apologizing? Well, then you need to step down.
I mean, it doesn't matter either way. The fact, in my opinion, the fact that they asked him to apologize, number one, knowing what he said, you hired him, his stuff was already out there.
Yeah.
Number two, the fact that you asked him, you gave him it intimated that it was an ultimatum.
Right.
It just makes it look real bad on both sides. But I'm less inclined to be upset at Kevin Hart
At the
Oscars. Because they could have easily came out and just said, we're aware of his tweets in the past. Although we don't necessarily agree with the things he said.
We appreciate growth.
He has come a long way in his growth, and we support him hosting the Oscars. What would have been wrong with that?
Nothing.
And then he could have still came out and apologized. Knowing
him, he would have came out in a rainbow suit.
Right. So now you put in a situation where there are a lot of black people who's like, I'm boycott. First of all, y'all don't want to nominate us. Now you're going to get rid of the black host. And any black person that, if they try to replace it with a black person, it's going to look crazy. If they try to replace it with a white person, it's going to look crazy. Like, you can't win.
Tiffany Haddish.
She ain't going to do it.
No, she won't.
She wouldn't do that.
She won't.
And any black person that hosts it,
they're not going to.
It's just not going to look right.
No.
It'd be like Wayne Brady or something.
Ew.
But I'm just saying, it's not Alfonso Ribeiro. It's not going to be anybody that, it's a safe person, quote unquote.
I apologize, Wayne Brady. I didn't mean to say ew.
I mean, look, he did Dave Chappelle. He good with me now.
That was really funny. That was hilarious.
But I just don't, there's like a lack of, think about, remember when Eddie Murphy decided not to do it just because he didn't want to do it because what's his name wasn't doing it anymore. Wasn't producing it. His buddy. I can't remember his name, but so Eddie Murphy decided. Eddie Murphy has said some shit. So you telling me back his stand-up routines back in the 80s before Twitter and all that, you would have been like, you know what, Eddie, you gotta apologize. Eddie Murphy ain't apologizing. These are comedians.
Eddie Murphy would have been like, Eddie Murphy ain't apologizing.
Right. But these are comedians. This is what they do.
Yeah.
And, but at the same time, it goes back to that whole thing, be careful what you tweet.
Yeah.
People always saying this about kids. I remember my brother posted something that was very inappropriate, and I was like, really, bro? And he got pissed that I said something to him. I'm like, it ain't about me. It's about, you trying to get a job. They look at that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. But is everything forgivable? And to me, it doesn't, in this Kevin Hart situation, it doesn't seem that way.
I think with this,
in 2009 is the earliest one. We're about to be in 2019.
That's a long time ago.
This is...
It ain't 30 years, but 10 years?
But 10 years. He's married.
That's a span of...
You gonna tell me, this stuff was already out there. People dug up stuff specifically to drag him. And it's liberals. I'm a liberal. But liberals be taking it too damn far. I don't even want to say I'm a liberal, yo. I just vote for my best interest. But it's sometimes they be dragging people for it's just crazy.
For no reason. They should have left that alone.
But he said some real effed up shit that have nothing to do with gay people or anything, but you ain't dragging him for that.
No.
It's which group is going to step up and drag? All right, we'll take the paddle this time. The baton. I don't know. It's crazy, but...
Talking about is everything forgivable. You see this stuff with Cardi B?
With her
and
man.
Offset,
yeah.
Having threesomes as she's about to push out a baby.
I know.
Is that forgivable? Clearly for her it's not.
I don't think it's forgivable. I'm laid up, pregnant, about to deliver, and you out here fucking bitches? No.
God.
It's not forgivable. And if I run for office in 10 years, do not be dragging me from this podcast, all right? That's why I ain't running.
Oh my God.
Not that I was ever going to run anyway.
But you never know. You get on and popping.
The only running I do is from the po-po.
No, you don't.
I got pulled over the other day.
How'd that
go?
All
my doc. He's like, oh, you're ready. I was like, yeah. He's like, you've been through this before? I was like, yes.
I'm a black woman. What do you fucking think, asshole?
And then he was like, I gave him a PBA card. He's like, who do you know? And I told him. He's like, oh.
Oh,
All right, well, drive safely. I was like, yeah, you too. He
Thank
said,
you,
happy
sir.
holiday to you too. I was like, you too, dear.
You too, dear. Oh my God, when did you call him Granny? You too, dear.
I didn't say dear. I just being facetious. Whatever that word is.
Facetious?
Facetious. Facetious. Like Batisha.
Oh.
Oh, God.
I have a question for you.
What?
Leisure or leisure?
I like to use leisure.
Thank you. I said leisure today and they're like leisure. And I was like, leisure.
But it depends on how you say it. Because you
In
could say a
context.
leisure suit.
No, it's a leisure
It's-
suit. Yes,
right.
but it was in the context.
Right.
Do this assignment at your leisure.
Right. Not at your leisure.
No.
Doesn't
The
sound
leisure
right.
suit.
All right. Then or them.
Huh?
Then or them.
Then or them?
Yeah.
Then.
You ever write down and you be like, oh, I forgot the other hoop.
The hoop. The hoop.
The loop.
The
Anyway.
Oh my gosh. So, but no, back to Cardi. Like, I feel like, I don't know. You think he's gonna try to win her back?
He already said, he posted on her video, he's like, y'all won. Talking about the internet.
Oh no.
But I don't feel bad for him. Bro, you sleeping with other women while you're pregnant.
But do you think he's gonna try to do the work to get her back? She is in love.
A guy will only do the work if he sees an entry. You know?
Lazy ass mother effers.
I don't know.
Do work.
Anyway,
man.
your kids are making a lot of noise, so let's just end this podcast.
Oh my God, look, you're so
They're driving
annoying.
me crazy right now.
Well, homie, I love you. You're enough.
Where can they find us?
Yep, yeah, yes, 18.
Via?
Instagram, Twitter.
All right. It was good seeing you. No show next week. I'm out of town. We'll catch you when we catch you.
On the flips.
Flips. Oh, I just. Oh no, that was buzz or spit. I don't know. Anyway, see you. Love you. Bye.